Yeah. We're alive. Not a great day. I had a vape pen for 2 days, and basically one day I got it so late in the first day, and it's already gone, totally lost. And now with it, the battery as well. So, I mean, God's thoughts higher than my thoughts. Obviously, I have no fucking weed. My thoughts are not very high. Already having a hard time. I love it. Beat me upon the rocks like babies in the Old Testament. It's fine. We're just going to start verbal autobiography. I'm going to try to be not so negative, and I'm going to probably be so negative. God damn, I hope some of it's funny. Alright. I think we left off on what's your biggest turn on. So it's, what's a red flag that you used to ignore? Not so much like red flags that I would ignore, but like, I guess someone being annoyed with me a lot. Hold on. It's important messages. I arranging like driving stuff for in the next like hour or so, because I don't know, the reason no one's on my live right now is because there's no Verizon service, and everyone's got Verizon. Like that's my entire family has Verizon. Somehow my dad is the only one that didn't get the thing so far that we know, or that we haven't, like, he hasn't got the SOS thing. It seems like if you were outside of your house when this shutdown occurred, you lost it. But somehow if you were on Wi-Fi when this shutdown occurred, you get to keep it. And that's insane. That's fucking insane. That's well, if you see me on the real world today, I'm your internet. Google's got it still. Oh man. I sympathize though, having just like gone recent weekend, no phone, and you really can't be alone. It's just like, this is worse though, because like at least when I didn't have a phone, all my other friends had phones, and I mean, for the woods more or less. Sometimes I'm actually, that's the funny thing, Verizon worked better in the woods than Google Fi does. Google Fi's ups and downs. Google Fi is gold right now, but Google Fi was ups and downs. Shit, Google Fi's not gonna start charging me more because they are evil. I love Google, but a big sell for me was Google's unofficial model used to be do no evil. And then also my grandma, my mom's mom, who taught me like a lot of shit on computers. Like I probably never would have been able to computer game or download music or anything if she didn't teach me. I would have never even have ever been able to search Google because she taught me how to spell Google. Google was one of the first words I could spell. Google. I had like half of it down as a baby, just not in spelling. So a red flag I used to ignore is that I could tell someone didn't like me. And so instead of being like, oh, that's fair, it doesn't mean they're a bad person or that I'm a bad person, but we both are not romantically compatible. A real mature person would be like, maybe I like other things about him enough to pursue other, like, relationship types. You know, if you were like, you know, I love this person, I just don't know if, like, romantically we're compatible, or is it possible at this point to have other, like, I would just try and change. I would just, like, try and change, or really, like, hide myself. And so, that red flag isn't really even on any individual. That red flag was my red flag. I wouldn't want to, like, date someone who was trying to change to fit me. Like, I feel like a bitch for that. I just want to know the person. I mean, like, we're all made to be good characters for what I believe the great story creator, God. It doesn't mean everyone's supposed to, like, no one's written to be our character. They're written to be their character. And sometimes you get nice romantic pair-ups. And it makes it even good when both people get to be totally their own individual and still like each other. That's sweet. I like that shit. It's not always totally perfect either. Like, my parents are like this, but like, we're still, again, made to be our own characters, so it's not gonna ever be like absolutely perfect. Neither is ChatGPT. Even ChatGPT isn't absolutely perfect, and that's why I like it. It lets itself be known as a tool by being not perfect. All right. Do you believe in soulmates? No. I believe all our souls belong, again, to like a great story creator, God. And God created us all to be God's characters in God's great story. And the finality and pressure almost of this concept of soulmates, if so, its semantics can be different for anyone and how you might interpret or figure something. I believe that, like, I believe in love. I believe that there's a lot of ways of love. I almost would believe in soulmates more when it comes to like friendships. Like, we're like, oh man, there's just people that you like. There's just people that like you you kind of connect or like you get along with, and then through that maybe like other things. And I think people find this even like just like, although I'm not ever using dating apps again, not because like anyone that uses them is bad. It's just they're definitely not for me. I like it, and so that's a struggle. Although it's not like meeting people in the real world is a thing. Again, going back to, but I do think that like they're not bad in that like if you meet a soul connection on them, that's there. But then there's that whole romantic sort of thing, like, oh, we got to do something romantic, or there's got to be some romantic element to this. There are, I'm sure, apps for friendship, but people are like weird on them. I don't know, like, why are we not using that again? I forget. You got to go out if you want to make friends. You really do got to go out and like do shit. People like sex enough to let the app slide on the romantic things, but like, you really, really got to go out and actually meet people to form those friendships. Do you ever, have you ever had a situationship that got messy? Yes, absolutely. So my last things were situationships and they all got messy. Like, also, what defines a situationship? Is it like, because sometimes I feel like there's like hookups I have where it's kind of like stated that it's like gonna just be that, or like it's kind of known it would just be that. I guess the like situationship is almost like pre-dating. It's like you're like unofficially dating. That's like a situationship. Just the fact that my last situationship is still a friend, and like a friend that I'm like even proud of for their own individual things. I like makes me be like, all right, let's just leave it there. Maybe I don't fucking know. I don't know how to. Well, I wouldn't pre-dating it. Situationships are the new pre-dating. You situationship until you decide if you want to. I respect commitment, but like be careful. You don't ever have to really give your word. You just got to communicate. You don't want to like try and be taking something and like presenting something different. But like I know people that have open relationships and it works for them. I don't know if that would be necessarily something for me. I guess it would really probably depend. Again, I wouldn't, as I've said on here on some of the things, every individual is like very individual. It's hard for me to kind of say a type or like a way a situation's always going to go for me. Especially if it concerns other people. I myself am like, whoa. What does intimacy mean to you? Trust. It means trust. And it doesn't have to necessarily be sexual. Although if I take off my clothes in front of someone, I really hope I trust them. And I usually do. And how it gets, I can't even tell you what it would take for me to tell you how I know I can trust someone. Sometimes it's not trying too hard for my trust. That's almost something I've become distrustful of. But yeah, intimacy is trust. Okay. Have you ever fallen for someone totally unexpected? I always fall for someone totally unexpected. There's been times, like, it's like, that I never expected when it happens. Sometimes I don't even always expect the attraction. It's hard for me to say. I mean, I admit, there were points in my life, well, I don't know, I think I liked my first everything who, like, you know, was, well, you guys don't, I don't know how many people watch this at all, or if it's anyone's first time turning in, but like my first big attraction basically pimped me out. Not for money, but for like drugs and alcohol and a good time. Which is money. I had a good time too. It was always like a party before. It wasn't just like, it was usually like I went to entertain at a party, and then it would be like who I would know I would like sleep with at the end of it, or like when he knew. Hopefully I would be like, hopefully it's him. I just follow him around the whole night. But yeah, so I think I loved him because he was one of the first people to show romantic interest in me in a sweet way, which is, you know, you could say, you know, insidious or manipulative. I'm sure it wasn't a pure intent, but it felt very sweet. I did at like 16, and I was surprised. I wasn't even attracted to him until he started showing attraction to me. So like, yeah, I was being attracted to me. But then after that, I did kind of like, I don't know, not so much build up a look type, but build up a mentality type. I think more so I try to like, he was a funny dude. He was a really funny dude. That is true. That's why people liked him. He wasn't a fucking comic, but he was a funny dude. He was funny even like when sad, and I like that. There's a song like I fall in love just a little more every day, or I fall in love just something. It's a cute song. In love with every stranger, the stranger the better. I forget the name of it, but it's the same band that sings the song Cringe. It might just be a guy. It might just be a guy with a band and goes by his name. I'm actually like wanting to find that song now. It's a pretty song. I want to recommend it. It's back on live. Sporadic live today. Hey, if that makes sense. I'm an up and downsies kind of person. I wouldn't say I have bipolar, as in I haven't been diagnosed with it, but I have like talked with therapists about depression, anxiety. I haven't been medicated for all these things, but talked with like psychiatrists about depression, anxiety, and even OCD tendencies. But I honestly think it's autism and ADD just combined, just the big wallop of that. Which could almost make you cute, you know, if you play it the right way. I don't know how to play. I'm bad at games. I'm a big fat loser. Trying my best. Alright, but yeah, so where's advice I followed about relationships? I think any well, I don't know. There's definitely good relationship advice out there. It's just like, it is hard. It's so hard. You know, it's hard enough to be people, let alone be people loving other people. That's like a big struggle. So I can't really say if I've ever gotten bad relationship advice. You know what? If I had, obviously, it doesn't matter if I followed it or not. I'm like, yeah, ups and downs. So low. Actually, I usually tend to stay low. I got a good base of the fears and the sads. A good base of the sads, especially. I'm like more sad than I am scared. And sometimes I'm just like a give up sad. I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna lay here and wait to die. I'm like sad. I keep wanting to like give the best advice I can think for relationships. I honestly have been probably shown more good examples of relationships and just through that like known good advice, but how it applies to me has been very, very tricky. I'm solo always, you know, the depressions that it almost makes me like if someone loves me, I'm like, how? I don't like you now that you love me because I don't trust you. What do you see in that I don't? Like, well, I wish it applied to the first guy, but everyone after him it did. The thing with him is I was like, oh, you like me? And then I was like, oh, let me learn all the ways of why to like me from this dude, which were not right. What's your current relationship status and how do you feel about it? Oh, solo. Hell yeah. Solo, down at the doldrum, solo. Nah, I'm not ever alone. I mean, I'm lonely, but I'm not ever alone. So, honestly, I have some of my relationship with my family, I think, is better than it was at any point I was ever in a relationship. I think my relationship with myself is better than it was at any point I was in a relationship. I think that the friendships I have are greater than they were at any point when I was in a romantic relationship. I should have been specifying as romantic. However, that just means that if I ever am in a romantic relationship again, I'm gonna fucking kill. And I don't mean like ID discovery. I mean like, you know, like my fucking jokes. I'm gonna kill. Or at least I hope my jokes do. I hope my jokes are the ID discovery murderers on stage. Alright. Have you ever sabotaged a good thing? Every day. My life is a good thing that I sabotage. My life is a good life that I sabotage. Jesus fucking Christ. What's the worst? Okay. Do you want to get married? I hesitate on commitments because of the gravity of what that means. It is a big thing for people to commit. We're complicated and things change. We are not as consistent as things that should commit should be. So yeah, fuck yeah, I sabotage. Yeah, this entire thing I'm doing is sabotaging a good thing. I'm not trying to necessarily. I'm a messy bitch. Do you want to get? Oh yeah, so you want to get married? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And do you ever sabotage a good thing? And do you want to get married? And then that's like, I'm a messy bitch. I'm a simple and complicated person. Aren't we fucking all though? All these labels we try. Everything is in between. No hard rules of thumb. I don't need to get married. Let's put it at that. Although I respect the marriages I know greatly. Like, I almost feel protective of the marriages I know. Like, if I know people that committed to each other in marriage, I'm like, you guys better. I like, especially when I love them both, I'm like, okay, like, you guys better keep to that. Doesn't necessarily mean I am seeking to commit real big or make a lot of vows. I know. That's why I'm a big probably, maybe person. I'm always like, probably, maybe. What's your weirdest celebrity crush? I think it's my first celebrity crush ever was Frodo from Lord of the Rings, and I think that's adorable. I think it's my brand for sure, and I think it's because I kind of remembered him from The Faculty, because even younger, I fucking loved The Faculty. He looks so different in both movies. I never crushed on Elijah Wood in The Faculty, but I definitely did as Frodo. And then when it worked. Yeah, first celebrity crush. All right, what made you want to start comedy? Tragedy, and I was looking to balance it. I didn't know it, but I was a tragic ass person, full of born on a Wednesday. I'm out of setting spray, so obviously I'm gonna have to get more. I have more, I think. Can I buy more after I open this setting spray? Oh, well, let's pray to God for that. Yeah, someone pray for me to get setting spray. You don't have to buy it for me. Just pray. Just send some hopes. I will take thoughts and prayers. I'll take hopes and prayers, okay? I run on hopes and prayers. That's all I need. That's why all I do for OnlyFans is download it. I was like, you're going to have to give me hopes and prayers. Shit, this is actually for cleaning and makeup brushes. Not to spray on a face. This is the spray I shouldn't have wasted money on, because do I clean my makeup brushes? Fucking rarely. I really should. Alright, I think I found it. I think I fucking found what I know is my backup spray. Do I have two? Oh, I'd be so sick if I did, but I don't. I was like, do I have two backups? Sometimes when I was balling, I would buy two backups at once, but, you know, it's been some days. Even when I was working, I wasn't super balling. I was super suffering, but I wasn't super balling. You know, like most of us with jobs. You know, working way harder than what we get paid for. Call us little pussy ass bitches, but personally, I think that's what's been happening. People have done a lot more, like, I will say though, that just, bad circumstances with work only make it so that good bosses really shine. That's a nice thing to be a good appreciative boss that knows that the purpose or the true value of things is people and not profit. And if you have a problem with people because people weren't great to you, then at least the planet. But yeah, like comedy. Comedy balances tragedy. It was in my soul. My tragic ass soul came with a big wallop of comedy. Has my life been tragic? I mean, like, again, coming from me, it's no one else's fault or no situations. I haven't been through a volcano or, like, even a tornado. And my earthquakes has honestly just all been cool text to other people about, hey, did you feel that earthquake, kind of? Existing. We should be good to each other because, like, being good to each other guarantees good. Earthquakes just might happen. Hurricanes just might happen. The tornadoes just might happen. That just might happen. In the very least, if we're good around it, we can kind of mitigate the destruction of that, I guess. I don't know. I have nothing and I'm waiting to die. But existing is, I have a lot, but like, I have nothing to give people. I'm so sorry. But yeah, existing is, well, I'm trying to be a good character, but existing is not easy. And so no judge to anyone. Because I don't even judge you if you're a bad character, because I know existing's not easy and very rarely comfortable. Seek peace, seek joy, seek comfort, as long as it doesn't take from others. I don't know how that is, but it actually is. We know. We're not that dumb. In fact, I think maybe we get so fucking wise off it not being easy. Peoples. Good luck. Maybe I'll see people in the real world. Hell yeah. Rainbows and shit.